Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Since this is my first video on here, I will be doing my daily makeup tutorial, kind of my go-to look for going to work, going to the grocery, sitting on my couch and thinking about existential dread, just like, you know, the regular things that you do in life. So if you want to see how to get this look, just keep on watching. Okay, so first and foremost, I go into the moisturizer. The one I'm using right now is the Tatcha Dewy Face Cream. And this is honestly like my favorite moisturizer of all time. It just makes your skin so nice and glowy. And I'm just going to rub that in with my hands. Just rubbing this in. You know how to rub fucking moisturizer in. Dang, I'm already cussing on here. This is why I'm not the best at these things, but you know, I'm trying, and I think that's all that matters. Next, I'm going to be going in with a little bit of glow underneath my foundation. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I do find that you can just wear it under, like, you know, your no makeup days, and it looks so freaking good. So next I'll just be doing some spot concealing before I start my foundation, because right now I do have a little bit of maskne and I did burn myself on the curling iron last night, so it is what it is. So I'm going to be going in with the Hourglass, I believe this is the Vanish concealer, I think it's called, in this shade Cotton, and I'm just going to be spot concealing any little spots that need a little extra help, like right here. This little guy, he needs some help, so. Next I'm going to be going with my foundation, and the foundation I use is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This is my absolute favorite all-time foundation. Ever since I got a sample of it, I have not stopped using it since. It's kind of pricey, honestly, but I think it's worth it. So I'll just take one pump on that cheek first, and I like to go by sections, so I'll just blend that out. Just do one pump on that side and blend that in as well. I feel like I don't need as much on my forehead, so I'll just do like half a pump. Okay, that looks like a bit much, but maybe we'll blend it out, we'll see. I'm going over my eyelids because I have quite veiny eyelids, so you can really see them. It's not a cute look. For me, I don't think it is. So if you like your veiny eyelids, you know, go off, I guess. So next I will be taking a Bobbi Brown foundation brush, and that is just honestly a little Sephora sampler size of my foundation where I want it. So really like the tops of my cheekbones. Do the same thing on the other side. Add a little to that one. And now I'm just going to be buffing that in with my beauty blender. Again, I'll take the side of it this time and just do upward dabbing motions. So now I'm just going to be taking that same shade and going in on my forehead to bronze and contour that as well. I like to start right in the center and then put some little dots on either side. And then kind of just blend everything together like this until I have this like brown crown on my head. I think it looks really good like this. You know, you don't have to blend it out if you don't want to. Live your truth. But I'm gonna blend it out. So just blend that up into my hairline. Okay, now I think my forehead is evenly blended. So I will take a little bit of that on my jawline. I'll blend this one across and down. So I'll be going in again with my Hourglass concealer. You really just need, like, this is what I do. I just do a dot there and a dot out there on each side. And I will blend that out as well. So for my nose contour, I like to use the Charlotte Tilbury, what's it called? The contour wand. And I believe this is in the shade Light. And then I'll just go down the sides of my nose like so. On the bottom of my nose, and then I'll drag that up and across. And I will take a mini beauty blender and I will just blend that out. And next I will be taking my concealer again and highlighting right below my eyebrows. So for powder, I use the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I think like everyone uses this. This is a big fan favorite. It is really nice, so I understand why. And I'll just take a little bit of it into the cap and kind of use that to pull from. Get a little bit on this little, I think this is actually an eyeshadow brush, but I like to use it for my under eye concealer because I can really get where I need to go. But I'm also first going to take my beauty blender and I'm gonna blend out under my eyes again any areas that could have creased. So we don't want creases when we powder it down. And then I'll just dab it on. Okay, so now that I have my under eyes powdered, I will go in with a bigger brush and I'll be doing powder on the other parts of my face. So I'm going to be taking this big fluffy brush. This is from Farrah. It is the, which brush is it? 50F brush. I'll just take a little bit, you can see a little bit on the back of that, and I tap off the excess because I really don't like super powdered face personally. I like the dewy look, so I'll just take a little bit and go down here, especially where I'll be wearing a mask. Man, I really miss the days where I didn't have to powder my entire face. Like, I just love the glow of this foundation without powder. It looks so nice and so much like skin, and then powder just like ruins everything. COVID ruined everything, but you know that already. Alright, next I'm going to be highlighting my face, and the highlighter that I like to use is this Becca one. I believe the shade is Vanilla Quartz, and saddest story ever is I dropped this, so it looks like a hot mess inside, but I still use it because I love it that much and I'm poor, so I'll just take a little bit of that on the end of a fan brush. The fan brush I am using is the fan brush by Billion Dollar Brows. And I'll just go on the tops of my cheekbones like that. I'll take the same shade and do my nose highlight with a smaller brush. So I will be going in with this Morphe M574 brush. And I'll be doing my nose highlight, which is arguably my favorite part of my makeup. I love a good shiny nose. And right there is fine. And I'll take it down my bridge as well, like so. Ta-da! So next I like to do my eyebrows. First thing I do for my eyebrows is I will comb them out with a spoolie. This is just a Sephora spoolie that has an angled brush on the other side, but I don't use this angled brush for my brows. For brows, I like to use the Anastasia Dipbrow. I've been using this for years. It's simple, you know how to use it. And I'll take a tiny bit and then I'm just like putting it in the back of the cap and getting off the excess by going back and forth because I really don't want that super harsh Sharpie brow. So right now I'm just going to go right underneath my brow, just putting a line where the bottom is. Okay, so now you can see that I have this nice line underneath and at least I know where I'm working with. So now I have the line underneath both of my brows and I'm going to be going up the same brush again. I'm using the same brush the whole time and I will just go from the bottom and do upward strokes just to mimic natural brow hairs. Some days I'll do a more straight brow and some days I'll do a more arched brow. It really depends on my mood, just like all of my actions depend on my mood. And lastly, my most important thing for getting natural brows is doing some fake hair strokes in the front. So I'm just going to take hair strokes and go up, up, like maybe a couple, 2 or 3. And I do like to do this little trick where you just pinch the brush like that and it gets it really nice and sharp. Do the same thing on this side. So this is probably going to be the most controversial part of this whole video, if there's any controversy, and it's the fact that I use Kryolan TV Paint Stick in Clown White. If you don't know Kryolan, this is what drag queens use So why I got it originally was to do drag makeup for the drag party that I had. And I've been using it ever since because it makes colors look how you want them to look on the palette. So I have no shame in the fact that I always use Glam White. We're going to put it on the inner corners of my eye where I will be highlighting. Sorry if you can't see it, it's just going to be on the inner corners of my eye. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, now I have at least a little bit of a map of where I want this inner corner highlight to be. And now I will go in with another brush and I will blend that out. So this is the Morphe M429 brush, and this is kind of like a small eyeshadow stippling brush, I guess I would call it. And I'll just go where the top of that highlight is, and I'll just kind of do little round motions to blend it up into my eye, because there's going to be Clown White up here as well in just a moment. And I'll do the same thing down there, just so it's not like a harsh line. Okay, now my inner corners are highlighted. Now I'm going to take the Clown White again, and I'm going to just take some on the back of my finger. So I'll just dab it and just go right on the center of my eye and blend it inwards towards my inner corner highlight. So now I'm going to be starting my eyeshadow. I'm going to be using this Too Faced Natural Eyes palette. This is one of my favorite palettes, and I'm going to be going in with the color Silk Teddy, which is just this shimmery pink shade right here. And I'm just going to pack that onto my lid. I like to push it into my skin and then move it back and forth so it's nice and blended. I'll take a little bit of it on these inner corners just to blend them with my lids. So now I'll be taking this nice skin tone, kind of a, I don't know what to call it, like a light whitish yellow color kind of. And I'm going to be just blending out that line that I just put in right now. We don't ever want harsh lines. That's like something I had to learn the hard way, because Lord knows when I used to be doing makeup, I had like the harshest black eyeshadow and like no blending. I used toilet paper, like it wasn't a good look. So the palette that I've been using lately for my eyes is the Tartlette palette. So I will be taking this shade right here. It's called Natural Beauty, and we'll be using a fluffy brush. I honestly don't know where this brush is from. I've also had this brush for a long time. And I will just be mapping out where the hollows of my eyes are. I'll kind of be blending upwards. This is just my base blending color. So now I'm just taking a little, I guess like a tapered blending brush. And I'm just going in with the next darkest shade in like the same row of colors. This one is called Best Friend. And I'm going to draw like a little V of where I want my, like the shape I want my eyeshadow to go in. So I'll draw a line going straight out from my eye, like where I'll be putting my winged liner when I'm done with that. And I'll just push it inward and upward a little bit in that inner corner to add some depth. And when it comes to my eyes, after I add each color, I like to go back in with my fluffy blending brush and just blend them all together. That way you create a seamless effect at the end, and it's real nice. Next, I'm just going to be taking either this same brush, or sometimes I also like to use this little small like packing brush. I think I'm going to use this one today actually to use my darkest shade, and that is the third darkest shade on this one. It is called Bombshell. I'm just gonna go into my like the most narrow part of my inner corner. This is a Sonia Kashuk angled brush. It's one of the thicker angled brushes compared to my eyebrow brush. I'm gonna go back in with, not that shade. I'm gonna go back in with Best Friend, which is the second shade. And I'm going to be drawing like a tiny little line right where my lower eyelid is, I guess. And I'll just blend the corner inward kind of so it's not as harsh. So this is what the eyeshadow looks like right now. You can see the tiny little line here, and then you want most of your darkness blending in this little inner crease. The eyeliner that I use is the Kat Von D, actually it's not called that anymore, is it? I think it's called KVD Beauty now. So now that I have the guiding lines of where I want my eyeliner to be, I will just go in from that corner and I will bring it inward in a triangle shape. Okay, so I just finished both of my wings and now I will be going in with my mascara. I am using the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. I just picked this one up. This is literally my first time using it, so let's hope it does the job. Cool, I can work with this. So next up, I'm gonna go in and start doing my lips. This is the LA Girl lip liner in the shade Natural Creme, and I will just barely overline my lips. That's the key to overlining your lips, is like barely doing it. So you can see, everyone has that nice like white line right above their lips. That's where you want to put your lip liner. That's what I'm gonna do. This is just a Vaseline lip balm, and I'll just dab that into my lips. Oh, I forgot to say, this is the Illamasqua, just an Illamasqua like plain clear lip gloss that looks kind of pink on my wand because I always use it with the pink lip liner I use. So I also do like to do my signature little beauty mark. It's right here. And I'll just do that. Now I'm going to put some lashes on. I don't do lashes every day, but when I want to feel fabulous, I do lashes. So we're gonna do them today. The lash pair that I'm using is, I believe it's Sephora brand, and the name of the lashes is Feisty. So now it looks like it's gotten tacky, so I'm just going to pop them on. I'm going to be using this little mirror, so try not to be distracted. Okay. I also didn't mention that I did previously cut these lashes. I like to work with half lashes because I have small eyes, so I always felt that a full lash was kind of overwhelming on my eyes. So, you know, now I just cut them in half and apply them just to my outer edges, and I feel like it looks a lot better for my eye. Okay, so I just got both of my lashes on. So lastly, I like to go in with the Fenty Beauty bronzer, and this is in the shade Inda Sun. I'm just gonna, you know, sharpen up my nose contour a little bit, and then I'll go in and add this on my cheeks as well. And this is the finished look. So this is my daily look. So I'm ready to hit the grocery, sit on the couch, binge watch TV, binge eat, you know, do all the multitude of things that I can do in this environment, and you can too. But if you liked this video, feel free to subscribe. I'm going to try to put out new videos at least every 2 weeks, hopefully every week if I can stay on top of my stuff. But yeah.